I am talking with Lisa Appelo about her book, God of Comfort. And so, Lisa, for the woman listening today who may be in the early disorienting days of loss, what do you want her to hear? What do you most want her to know about God's heart toward her?
That he sees her, that he understands her pain, that she doesn't have to fake that she's fine or show up all put together. She can come very honestly and cry out to God. So often I see so often on social media, people crying out against God. Like, why did he allow this? But we can cry out to him. And when we do that, he already knows all of that. We don't have to be afraid of our hard emotions. God knows the hard emotions of regret and guilt that come in grief, of that loneliness, of anger, of worry and fear. And so just bring all of that honestly to God. It is too much for this. We were not created to carry this. And the only way to get through is to be able to offload this, to unburden it to God. And it's too much for anybody in our life, any human person. Somebody might sit down with us over coffee. We may have family walking through this, but no one person can carry the weight of loss. And so to continually bring it to God and know that he sees you, that he cares for you, that he has not overlooked you in this, and that he has a way through this valley for you.
How many years ago has it been since Dan passed as we're talking today?
It's been 14 years.
14 years. And, you mentioned the stages of grief and that you're still grieving in many ways with every holiday and every meal and all of the things. So I think many of us feel the pressure to move on too quickly after loss. So what encouragement would you give to the woman who feels frustrated with her healing journey or discouraged by how long grief seems to last?
Yeah, well, I get it. I can remember saying, I just wish I could just skip this because I know God will be faithful, but man, it's grueling to walk through. And a dear friend who is now in heaven said, you will not be who God wants you to be unless you walk it out. And that is true for us. God has so much for us in this place of grief. He is going to take the pieces of your broken heart and he is going to put them back together in a way that you will be different after loss. And some of that you will look back and wish, wasn't so. But in a way, you will be more like Christ. If you will allow God to use this, you will look more like Christ. You will be able to reflect him in ways that you wouldn't otherwise. And so I would say don't rush it. Don't mask it. Don't try to self-medicate it. We can do all of those things because grief demands to be dealt with. And if we don't deal with it on our terms now, it will come back on its terms later. Trust that God knows the way he's taking you and that his timing, you can trust his timing in it.
So talk to us about hope growing again and that it's okay to hold joy and sorrow at the same time. I imagine sometimes it maybe feels guilty, for lack of a better word, that it's like, oh, I shouldn't be feeling joy or happiness right now or even hope. But those feelings are actually okay.
Yes. No, you're spot on, Rachel, because I have heard from a lot of grievers who say they feel like they are dishonoring their loved one, whether it was a child or a parent or sibling, a spouse, by laughing or enjoying something that person was never able to enjoy. But I would say that these pockets of joy along the way that God gives us are hope that life won't always feel this way. I used to think that I was going to have to make my way all the way through the pain. And then on the heels of that, I would experience joy again. But what I saw was that right there, exactly as you said, right there, side by side with the pain, were these pockets of joy. And somehow we are able to experience both. One of the sweetest Christmases I can remember is that first Christmas after Dan died. And that is uncanny to even say that to you right now. It almost feels sacrilegious. It almost feels wrong to say. And yet we were tucked away. We had gone away, just my 7 children and I. We were given a cabin by an uncle. It was decorated like Hallmark Christmas. We were in the mountains. My youngest son had prayed for snow for Florida kids, that it was a gift that God brought this snow. And it was just a sweet time together. And only God could do that. Only God could bring these moments that we would cherish and right next to our pain.